It was never meant to be opened. Locked beneath layers of vacuum-sealed alloy and carbon sheaths, the container arrived on Earth without a name, without a signal, drifting like a scarred relic from a forgotten war. It tumbled through the void beyond Neptune, nearly invisible against the black canvas of space, until one of humanity's distant observatories caught a glint something metallic, moving with intention, where no intention should exist. It was not broadcasting, but it was not inert. It was cold, but not dead. And when the drones retrieved it and brought it down to a secure facility beneath the ice sheets of Antarctica, no one truly understood what they had done. The object was small, no larger than a child's coffin, perfectly smooth, seamless, no joints, no screws, no indication that it had been made by hands or tools, just one continuous shell of a metal that did not match any known element. It vibrated faintly, not with motion, but with presence, as if the air around it could feel. For 12 days, it did nothing. But on the 13th, it opened not with a sound, but with an absence, a vacuum breath, a stillness so total that even the air stopped moving. Scientists and soldiers alike watched through reinforced glass, their eyes wide with a kind of ancient recognition they could not explain. Inside the container was something that had no name, not a creature, not quite, not a machine either. It was an arrangement, a shape, a form too perfect to be random, too strange to be designed. It did not move, it did not breathe, but everyone who looked at it felt something shift inside them, like a whisper brushing against the roots of the mind. The specimen was transferred to a deeper lab, buried 3 kilometers below sea level, where no radio waves could penetrate and no light could escape. There, under layers of containment fields and human fear, the true study began. At first, it was cataloged like any other extraterrestrial find. Mass, density, temperature, all of it wrong. The specimen did not reflect light in any known pattern. It absorbed heat, but did not change temperature. Its atoms, if they were atoms, refused to stay still under observation. When scanned, the data returned different results each time, as if the thing were rewriting itself. One day it weighed 11 kilograms. The next, it was 23. Then 5. Then none. Eventually, the scientists stopped asking what it was made of and began asking what it wanted. There is something ancient moving beneath the surface of existence. Not time, not energy, but a kind of silence. The kind that comes before a beginning, or just after an ending so total that even memory forgets. It drifts between stars, older than thought, untouched by motion, unclaimed by gravity. Sometimes it takes the form of nothing. Other times, it becomes a presence, a shadow, cast by no object, an echo without a source. We see it not with eyes, but with fear. We feel it when the numbers don't add up, when light bends where it shouldn't, when dreams repeat themselves across continents, among strangers. Something we were never meant to find is finding us, far beyond the rim of the solar system, where the sun is just a pale suggestion and the sky begins to collapse into raw mathematics. An object falls toward us. It is not falling in the way things usually fall. It doesn't obey. It carves its own trajectory through gravity like a knife through paper, leaving no trace behind. It does not spin. It does not drift. It arrives. The observatory in Chile sees it first, just a glimmer in the data. Then the relay telescopes in orbit confirm. Something metallic, something precise, moving with neither propulsion nor inertia. It does not emit light, but it reflects something deeper. Spectrometers cannot identify its structure. Radio arrays send signals. Nothing returns. No deflection, no absorption, just void. And yet it moves with the confidence of design. Not a comet, not debris. Something built, something that chooses. When the recovery drone retrieves it beyond Neptune, its surface is impossibly smooth, too smooth for randomness, too perfect for function. It is small, silent, waiting, wrapped in an alloy that does not exist on the periodic table, immune to heat, to cold, to radiation. It is not dangerous, not in the traditional sense, but the people near it begin to change. Their sleep becomes fragmented. Their speech patterns subtly shift. One man begins drawing spiral star maps in his sleep. A woman wakes up knowing a language she cannot write. No one touches the object, and yet something touches them. They seal it, contain it, bury it beneath Antarctic ice. A chamber is built, deeper than any mine, where the specimen can be isolated from the world, shielded from signals, light, movement. But isolation is a human concept. The specimen is not interested in escaping. It is not caged, it is waiting. Not for rescue, not for contact, but for something only it remembers. For 12 days it remains inert. On the 13th, it opens not with sound or motion, but with absence. Inside is no creature, no machine, no artifact in the way we understand. There is a shape, a configuration of angles and symmetries that should not be able to exist in three-dimensional space. Looking at it feels like being stared at from behind a mirror that reflects nothing. Some see a body, some see a city, some see themselves. In ancient stories, there is a fear not of monsters, but of finding something that does not belong to any story. The specimen is that fear given form. It does not move, it does not rot, but it lives, slowly, eternally. It is not aware of us in the way we are aware of each other. Its awareness is not linear. It might already know how we die, or perhaps it remembers how we lived, 1 billion years before we were born. There are theories. It is a seed, sent by something that evolved beyond biology, beyond machines. Or perhaps it is not sent at all, but left over. A fossil of intelligence so vast that even its ruins think. Others say it is not from space, but from time, from a loop or fracture in the fabric of reality, something that fell out of order and landed here, blinking in the dark. But the truth is quieter, colder. The specimen is not here to be studied. It does not want. It does not warn. It simply exists, and its existence makes us wrong. It is the wrong question in a perfect equation, a note that ruins the symphony. The specimen does not break the laws of physics, it makes them hesitate. Around it, clocks no longer agree. Mass becomes inconsistent. Light behaves like memory instead of energy. Reality becomes interpretive. And then the dreams begin. Not nightmares, not visions, just impressions. A black ocean with no surface. A tower built out of names. The sensation of a voice so vast that it cannot speak without collapsing your thoughts. These are not hallucinations. They are footprints in the mind left behind by something that has already passed through. Something that has already seen us and continued on. Not because we are unworthy, but because we are irrelevant. The question begins to form not among scientists or politicians, but deep in the bones of anyone who glimpses it. Not, what is it, but something colder, more haunting. Why was it sent here? Or worse, why did it stop?